How are you guys doing? It is a brand new week and I hope you're treating it as such. I hope you enjoyed your Easter, your April Fools, your Palm Sunday, your Good Friday, your Easter Monday if you're in Canada, that type of vibe. Been incredibly busy, man, but I have been using this piece as a way to relax, so I hope it kind of helps you feel the same, even though there's a lot going on in this piece. But yeah, I am going to give you a break from seeing me this week, and I'm really going to use this as like a drawing along and less of like you just watching me talk about it, because I will give a brief about it though. It is abstract, clearly, and hopefully you like what it turns into. It's going to get really funky, and this is like one of my third drawing styles that I enjoy, which is just maximalist, just as much as possible in a page, but as long as it all like matches and makes sense and shows up in more than one spot. Like the rule of thirds do apply to this, and luckily it is kind of separated into thirds, but yeah, it's all about symmetry and how much weight does a certain part of the page have, and do I want to continue to play with that. But yeah, and when I was doing this my vision board for 2026, I drew some little panels of paintings, and I'm like, the drawings I made kind of look cool, so I wanted to use inspiration from that. And this is like the distant cousin to that piece, because it's not as fleshed out, because it is just a vision board animation drawing kind of moment. So yeah, but there's going to be about 7 mouths. No, not even. There's going to be 9 mouths, and you know, you can read this piece as you want. It is, to me, it does have meaning, but I don't like to tell people what they should see when they're looking at my art. What you feel is what it is to you, you know? But I know what it means to myself, and it has a few different meanings. And yeah, I'll just be popping in here and there to guide you through what you're seeing, and just to not leave you alone, because I know you're here with me in this time. But I also want you to get creative in whatever way that is. If you like to, like, I know my grandma likes to redecorate her house. Well, she used to like it, and do it a lot more. So if you're into interior design, if you like to sew or knit or skate, I don't know, whatever creative time looks like for you, I just want you to engage with that while you listen to these tunes in the background. And yeah, or if you get inspired by this, draw, you know, I would love to see that. And every Monday at 12:30, I am supposed to be posting a newsletter. And if you ever get inspired on my page or get inspired throughout the week and you just don't know where to put something, dude, I would love to see your work. Like, you can post in there. It's open to everybody. And I have not banned any words yet, unless, you know, that needs to happen. You can put whatever you want down there. It is, you know, an open discussion. And although it is like a recharge method and prompts, you don't have to follow that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know about my newsletter, because it's cute. But anyways, I'm gonna leave you alone. At this point, I was so like relieved because I didn't really know what those mouths were gonna look like, but I wanted some to be like open, like they're yelling at you, some to be making like faces at you, some to be disgusted with you. I want none of the mouths to be content. And I also feel like I wanted to draw teeth because I feel like I often hear that artists don't like drawing smiles or like individual teeth because it makes their characters look absolutely harrowing. So I get that, like, totally. But I think teeth are very fun, especially like recently I've seen some very interesting teeth, and the one with the tongue sticking out was some teeth that I seen recently in a video. I was like, wow, I've never seen teeth end like that. Or in this one makeup artist, she has very similar teeth. Her teeth are all on a slant. It's very interesting. I think teeth are genuinely interesting, except for ones that are like, you know, not there. Obviously there's not much interest in gums for me, but yeah, I wanted even some devil teeth in there too, some like sharp fangs all around the mouth. Yeah, some jagged, you know, uncomfortable. I wanted some teeth to be missing too, because I know a lot of people who have missing teeth, and, you know, a chunk of my tooth is missing in the back. So, like, shout out to the missing teeth community. But yeah, this was really fun. And if you are on a mobile device, you are able to zoom in. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before. And there is tons of small details, if you can like keep up with where I am in the page, that you would have interest in seeing if you are digging it so far. But yeah, I'll let you enjoy it some more. It took me until 2026 for me to realize that tongues aren't hot pink the way that I have been drawing tongues all my life. Coloring tongues all my life. Yeah, so they have a really interesting, like, reddish tint to them that you wouldn't really know. I didn't notice this until I was trying to draw, I think it had something to do with Harley Quinn, but some part of her mouth was like open, and I like took a picture of it and like dragged it to see what color it was or whatever, and it was a not pink. It wasn't even in the pink area. It was actually more red orange, which is interesting. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, man. Like, genuine. I've never done this I've done this style in paintings, as you've seen before, but I've never done this kind of style, first off, with incorporating some aspect of humanity in it, with like teeth and mouths. And also, I've never like pushed it to this extent, so this was really like interesting for me, actually adding in like a frame and adding stuff to that frame. Like, this was really nice, and it's making me want to like transfer it to a canvas, but all of the canvas sizes that I have are not ones that I enjoy, so I'll have to go out and look for more. But yeah, I think that when it comes to like art, I do limit myself a lot. And like, speaking of my grandma again, she does ask, like, why do you draw girls? I see that you draw women a lot and you draw people all the time. Like, that's because like that's the kind of art that I enjoy. But I also do enjoy abstract, weird, maximalist art like this. So if you did enjoy watching, if this was cool and peaceful for you and helped you get creative or inspired you in some way, let me know, and I'll accept that love, and I'll see you next week with some more love to return to you. But with that being said, bye.